Okay, so I know that I told you guys I was going to do my best to get an episode out today. The thing is I wanted to share something and I really wanted to get it out there because on my Instagram, I've been telling you guys kind of like I have this new idea and I'm totally shifting how this series is going to look. And it's because of a hater. And I'm laughing because everything's happening for us. And it's these things that are going on because they're happening for me and not to me. They bring you into situations that if you look at it with abundance and what it's giving you, it can be totally different than what you expect. And what I mean by that is, for example, this last week, I was in Austin, Texas, and I was supposed to be getting to my friend's house. And I got off the plane, and he never gave me his building number. So, and I say a friend, I mean my coach, but he is also my friend. So I was staying with him this weekend for his event, and he never gave me the building number. And I was on my period. So not only had I been flying since 5 a.m., I had a layover in Houston, backstory, and I leaked already. And it was just like things were happening and it was rough. And I got off the plane and of course I'm like exhausted. It's, 3 o'clock. And I got an Uber to take me over there because he was in a podcast recording during all of this. And I get there and I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't have the building number. And I figured he would have shared that if it was like, a complex. And so she's driving around a lot and she doesn't want to leave me. She's super kind, my Uber driver. And I'm like, you know what? Like normally, right? Normally, if I wasn't on my period, I would have been like, just leave me here. I'm sure he'll text me soon and I'll be able to figure it out where he's at. But I was on my period and I didn't want to be stranded because I have my cup inside of me and I'm like going to bleed out again. And I don't know where I am because I've never been here and I didn't want to take that chance. So I was like, just drop me off at the closest Starbucks. And so she dropped me off at a Starbucks. I'm literally going to cry. I was like, I'm just going to get a tea, go to the bathroom, sit down. Like it's like super humid there. And I'm like, I'm just going to sit and it's going to be good. So literally, I'm wearing my backpack, my Finding Peace backpack, and I sit down and I'm going to let myself just like cry for a second. And the guy next to me goes, hi, can I ask you a question about your backpack? And we start talking. And we end up talking for, gosh, I think until like 6 o'clock, even though Jake had already gotten back to me that point, because he had been asking to find peace for 3 weeks. And then I show up with a Finding Peace backpack and I'm a Finding Peace life coach. And so all of it, right? All of it is happening for him. All of it is happening for me. And if all of these things didn't happen, even though they were hard, I wouldn't have been in that place. And it was beautiful and it was all meant to be. And the conversation was awesome and he's awesome. And I'm super excited to continue to speak with him and see where this blossoms in our coaching relationship. Okay, so that's what I mean. Like all these things keep happening for me, happening for you. And this hater, Jessie J, whoever Jessie J is, said, and I'll put it at the bottom here, this podcast is awful. I've listened to the majority of them and I can hear how she had a rough life, but also sounds like she's lacked accountability. I can't imagine the nonsense when she coaches. And I was like, that's so strange. Like, that's somebody, whatever they felt like they needed to say that, cool. You know what I mean? Like, go Jessie J. And then I realized that, well, one, I know that those things are not me. So no hurt feelings here because accountability is like my fucking middle name. But with that, because I knew accountability was my middle name, and of course, because she said that, it like was a light bulb that went off. And I was like, oh my gosh, how unique, how cool would it be? How often have you been in a situation where you got to sit in a room with somebody that maybe you didn't like, or maybe you had beef with growing up, or even the people that you did love and had friendships with, and maybe grew out of them, whatever it was, and got to sit and have like a full circle conversation with them, like open dialogue. And that's because that's what I want. There are two sides to every story, right? And I know that I have hurt people in my life and people have hurt me, right? And it doesn't make anybody right or wrong. It means that that was their experience, and people can change. I feel like I heard a lot growing up, like, people don't change. Like, that's not true. Like, of course we evolve. We can constantly choose to evolve if we want to. And I just want this to be a place where we can sit and laugh and talk about stories and, hear their stories too. Where were you at in this place when we were friends? What was going on in your life? How did you grow up? Getting to hear their voice too. And then also getting to have this beautiful, hopefully healing, forgiveness, laughter, enjoyment. Who knows what could happen? Just enjoying the stories that come up between, whether it was friends and exes and teachers and all of these things. And so I'm really excited to go on this journey. And so that's why I had some episodes that I had recorded and just was like, no, this doesn't feel right. This is the way that I need to go. And so I completely pivoted. I already have a couple episodes lined up with people from my past. And if you're listening to this and you want to be on it, again, whether it's a friend, whether we have had an issue together, whatever it is, like, how many opportunities do we as people get to hear somebody say that they see you and that they hear you and that they might have hurt you? And so if I might have hurt you, please, let's talk. Let's do this. Let's change the way that we view things, and that the world can tell us how things are. Let's change the game, guys. Let's do this. And so I'm not totally sure what this series is going to be called. It's going to be fun. So keep an eye out for that, because I'm excited. So I just wanted to hop on and share with you guys why we kind of halted on season 2 after episode 1, because I had to just shout out Jessie J and say thank you. So thank you to all the Jessies out there, and we'll see you real soon.